Okay, I went to the fall festival a couple days ago, and there was a lady selling bun makers, but she was selling the bigger ones for, like real people. And I thought, well, maybe I can figure out how it was made, and I can figure out how to make them for dolls. So basically, oh, I hope I didn't shake that. Basically, the shape of them is just like a square. Not a square, but it is sort of a rectangle with round edges. You need 2 pieces of regular fabric. You're going to need some wire. I tried different types of wire. This wire is like 24 gauge, and it's bendable, but it's way too thin. I mean, if I kept doubling it up, I could probably get it to the right gauge, but then I went to the 16 gauge wire, and I couldn't even move it. It was just way too heavy. I made one out of this, but to bend the wire is just too difficult. So this is 16 gauge with like a plastic coating on it, or some kind of coating on it. A little too thick. So I'm guessing that what you're looking for is somewhere in the vicinity of 18 to 22 gauge wire to make these bun makers. But anyway, let me show you what I've done to the dolls. In my case, I'm using just regular florist wire, and I'm doubling it up. So I made one with 4 wires in it, and that was too much. I made one with 3, and it was still a little too thick. So the last one I did was just 2 wires, and I curled the ends so the ends wouldn't pop out, and I'll show you why I did that. But let me show you some of the buns you can make on your dolls. This one was a forward bun. Do you see that? And her bun maker's up inside there, so I didn't put any rubber bands in her hair, and then because it does leave some of the hair loose on the side, you're going to have to either use bobby pins, or you're going to have to use barrettes to hold that hair in. I put a couple of bobby pins in here to get this look. This kind of look is something you'd see, I don't know, maybe something your grandmother would have wore her hair somehow like that. But this is one of the bun makers I made. Let me see. I mean, there's just so many ideas you can do if you're trying to do costumes for your dolls and you want different hairdos. I mean, these things will help you get the hair the way you want it to. So this is one of the first ones I've made. And this was the one that I made out of, I pulled some of her hair, out of 4 wires. And I think it's just a little bit too thick. I mean, it works, but it might be just a little bit too thick as far as the wiring goes. This doll's old. Her hair's falling out. It's the one I bought at the Salvation Army. So that was the first one I made. And basically it's very simple, but I'll show it when we get there. But that's how you do it on this one. So let me take the other bobby pin out of here. Her hair's getting old, but basically what you do is you go in her hair like this, and then just wrap it to the front. It's too hard to do it on camera, but you get the idea. You just keep making sure all the hair is inside the holder, and then you just squeeze it, and then you're just going to wrap it, pull all the hair to the front, wrap it under the other hair. You can spread the hair out once you get it, and then you just keep twisting it, twisting it, twisting it. Then you're going to take this, pull it to the front, take this one, pull it to the front. Hope I'm in camera. And then of course you're going to do a better job because I'm on camera, that's why it's not working. But that's how you got that design to go around her head. But like I said, she's old, her hair's old. But you can do all kinds of stuff. You can make the beehives with these. You can make these so that this comes out as a bow instead of being tucked under. You can put designs on the end. I mean, there's just a million things you can do. Okay, so that was one of them. Here is Kyla, and in hers I did a side beehive. I didn't get her hair covered all the way. There's a white one in there. But there's another look you can get with a nice, elegant look on her hair. Comes around the front, swings around the back. You're going to have to put one bobby pin in the back here to get that elegant look on here. But that's a, I guess you call it a French bun. You can see a little bit of white, so you just keep squeezing it till you see none of the fabric showing. And that's how you can get an elegant hairstyle for your poses for your dolls or however you want to do it. So there's Kyla with the French, I guess they call it a French twist. So let me take this out. And this one is a white satin one that I made, and this is the one where I used the 16 gauge wire. Once I use it, I can barely get the wires unbent. So see how tough it is now to get these wires out? I can barely get it undone. So I wouldn't recommend this 16 gauge wire. I mean, you can do it, but this one is smaller than the other one too. I mean, you can do it, but it's not easy. So that was another attempt of mine. Okay, now we've got Cinderella, and the thing with Cinderella is I made her a regular bun. Let me see if you can see that. Yeah, I made her a regular bun. And the nice thing about this is once you make the bun, I did a lousy job on her hair. I just did it at the last minute so you could see. You're going to have to put a rubber band in the hair when you do it like this. This one was a bad one that I made. That's why I didn't do a very good job. But this was one of the first ones I made, and I didn't bend the wires down, and the wires get stuck out. But the nice thing about this, when you make the buns, you can take your blings and your crowns, and you can put the clear elastic on them, and then you can just put these over the buns, and they'll stay right where you want them. I don't know what I did with the other crown, but that was Cinderella. Okay, now we've got Michaela. Michaela's got a different type of bun too. I tried doing a regular bun on her hair, but in this case I did, I put a bow on the end. I made a small one like this. Well, I'll show you when I take it out. And I put her hair on a regular bun. Let me see if you can see that from a distance. So there's her bun. Okay, so you just undo her ponytail, her ribbons. And this one I didn't even have to use any bobby pins in. And that was her. And then you have to use the ponytail holder on her hair. So that's Michaela. Put that back. Okay. Now this was the first one I made, and I did it without sewing the wire onto a piece of paper. I just inserted the wire in here, and what happened was, because I didn't curl the ends, these little wires, I don't know if you can see them or not, they're actually poking out through the fabric. So you don't want to do that. So that's basically my first attempt at this. Okay, so that's basically some of the things you can do. You can put designs on the end here, and then when you put them on the doll's hair, you can have a design that sticks up. There's just a million things you can do. You can probably find better wire too to use instead of the wire that I've used, and you might come out with better results, better luck. But I'm going to shut down, clean this up, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to make one of these. This I only put one little wire in, and it might be not enough. I don't know if you can see it, but there's only one little wire in this one with the, because I made this to try on pigtails instead of a ponytail. But it looked kind of cute the way it turned out. In this case, to secure the wire around the outside, I did I just sewed all the way around, and then I put my buttonhole in the middle. We can't use the buttonholer on this because it's too long of an opening, so you're just going to use your regular zigzag and put your own buttonhole in the inside to secure the inside. I don't know if you've seen the real ones that they sell on. It doesn't really matter too if you don't have an exact center, because by the time you get these in the doll, you don't even see them anyway. Okay, I'll be back and we will make one of these bun makers.